Good morning. Today you are going to complete a character development based off of your narrative story. So you can see that I asked for your 5 characters, or you might have more. If you have less, I wouldn't have less than just like 2. Like you still need a protagonist and an antagonist, and there's probably going to be some supporting characters. So I gave you 5 boxes. You can easily add more though. And you can also add more here when you're just listing out like their names. Um, it doesn't ever hurt. Like if you're talking about like a bear or something, you can easily just say like the bear. And your bear might not have as many like character flaws. Um, you are going to fill out this chart based on your characters. So like if I am the first character, I'm going to give some personality traits. Like maybe they're sarcastic. Maybe they really like something over another. So maybe they really like to joke. Maybe they're super emotional. Maybe they're angry elves. So you're trying to just describe who they are. You're going to say what their relationship is to the protagonist. So maybe it's just that they are the protagonist. Um, the biggest character flaw. So like, and maybe that, and you got to think too to your conflict. So if my conflict is about the grief, and my grandmother's funeral, so if I'm a sarcastic person, that could easily get me into trouble at a funeral. If I'm a funny person, that can easily get me into trouble at a funeral. So try to think about your topic. So if your topic is like a vacation, what's one of your traits? And you can Google that if you have no idea what I'm talking about here. You can easily just Google up some character traits and you'll find a bunch. And think about what could cause that to be their biggest flaw. So again, like a lot of people's biggest flaws are that they are sarcastic, that they care too much, they're too emotional, that they can be super angry. Those are also character flaws. This question was, what matters most to the character? So does family matter most? Do their friends matter most? A lot of the times that can tell you a lot about your character. And then finally, what's the purpose of them being in the story? I know that probably seems like a basic question, but sometimes you all want to include characters that have no reason of being in the story versus that they're just your friend and you wanted to include them. Now, this chart is meant to get you thinking more about your characters and to help provide you more information about your characters. So I'm expecting them to be a little bit more well developed because of this chart. We're trying to look into, why are you including them? What makes them tick? So once you get this chart done, and it will expand, if the more you type, it just expands for you so you can see that. Once you get this done, then what you need to do is bring up a new Google Doc and label it with your first and last name and the narrative. And I want you to get the exposition done. So we are going to work on that tomorrow too, but I want to see your exposition. Tomorrow I did not have on there. I am going to give you another, it'll either be tomorrow or Friday, depending on how far we get today. You will have another conflict practice and then a quiz next Monday on conflict. So just know that that's heading in. So on either Thursday or Friday, you'll have another conflict practice, which most of you did phenomenal on the last one. And then you will have a conflict quiz. So know that that's coming. Today you have 2 things. You have your character development page, which will be made a copy of on Google Classroom, and then you need to bring up a new doc. You're not going to turn it in anywhere today. I just want you to work on your exposition. So tomorrow I'll probably ask that you copy and paste it into somewhere so that way I can see it. And I also need you to start in your paper making sure that we're giving a lot of dialogue in there and that we're punctuating it correctly. So we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to look at your dialogue and your exposition, or if you don't have any, we're going to look at your setting. So don't forget in your setting, or in your exposition, I'm sorry, with that plot pyramid, it's asking for, the setting, some characters, and trying to set the scene for your story. So the exposition should be fairly decent, that, you're really trying to just set the scene, show me what's getting ready to happen. If it was my grandmother's funeral and my exposition was about them telling me the news, I would have to set the scene, like, where was I? What was I doing that morning? Or whatever time of day. What time of day was it? If you can even go into like, what's the season that you're working with? So again, just trying to develop your exposition so I can see your setting, your characters, and just learning more about your storyline. So with that being said, again, character development today, and then start your exposition on a new Google Doc. And you will not turn that in today. We'll work on turning it in tomorrow. All right, if you have questions, ask me. I've been trying to respond to you as quickly as I possibly can when I'm here. So just let me know if you need anything. See you guys.